Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks. We're back to talk Surviving Barstool. Now, I thought I was going to come on here and do a standard episode 3 review. Thought it was a good overall episode and some more intrigue. Probably the slowest of the three because the first two came in hot. And boy, did they come in hot because the main story here, guys, unfortunately, is not episode 3. Dave El Prezi did one of his normal emergency press conferences whenever there's something important for Barstool to announce or something personally. And apparently, YouTube sucks. I'm sorry, I know, and I'm posting this on YouTube, and it's probably not helping my views here now. But the auto strike system's horrible. Basically, what the auto strike system is that it's an algorithm that scans through your videos and your content, looks for curse words, threatening language, violence. You're going to do something really bad to someone really good or people really innocent, which is crazy to think because all the BS going on the other side of the world and that stuff, nothing is censored. And also, apparently, the internet is for children. I didn't know that when I was a kid in really middle school and going on websites and things that you really weren't supposed to. That's why it was cool, not because it was made for us. Um, but yeah, they're pulling them off YouTube. This is a Barstool decision. This is pretty big. I mean, that's a lot of money lost from ad revenue. So, unfortunately, they are going to move it to a pay-per-view style for the final 6 episodes, and then there is going to be a live reunion that has not happened yet. Obviously, $9.99. No, that's tough for some people. So I'm going to cover it. I'm going to get it. Longtime stoolie, so I will just bite the bullet, make sure I cover it. They say that the language kicks up, and the reason they say it's all because of Kirk Minahan. The stuff about what he was going to do to Jeff Delo's house and deceased father apparently was no kosher. With YouTube, Jeff came out on Twitter and said his family thought it was really funny, so there isn't any kind of bad blood in the situation. They're white knighting for no reason. And so, yeah, that's where we are with that. I am going to go through episode 3, though, here. I think it would be, I want to keep it going. And for some of you that may not be able to cover and watch it going forward, I got you. Um, Main points from this episode, again, a lot of these guys are already, and some of them who claim to not know a lot about reality TV are pretty savvy. They're looking ahead to the merge. They're looking ahead to the other side of the other tribes where, hey, where could there be some alliances for members that are on both sides? We've seen that with the part of my take guys. We've seen that with Big Cat already being eliminated, having PFT on his side, having Jerry, who's definitely his boy. Well, he so thought, but he's definitely kind of working the Dave angle now. Having Hank on the other side, possibly even like Stephen Che, people who would probably go and help PFT and Big Cat. They went for that. KFC's been big onto that early on. As far as kind of what you need to know, taking away from the episode, Jersey Jerry does have an immunity idol. The only other person who knows he has that immunity idol is PMT. It's going to be interesting to see where Jerry decides to swing his influence. Jerry, who's been a little unassuming, I really think is one of the kind of sneaky power positions in the game right now. And I am curious to see if he's going to stick with Dave or stick with PFT because I don't see Dave and PFT melding. Personally, they don't super meld. They obviously do great business together, but everyone who's kind of an inside stoolie knows that PMT at times has thought Dave, which is, you get some, you kind of, you get the good with the bad. Sometimes maybe cost them some opportunities, but obviously would never have had the show and their opportunities without him, right? So there's kind of the yin and yang there. Both teams try to look the challenge up on YouTube. Now this goes from everyone having the plans. Kirk shared the plans with the rest of the team. Really nothing there. There's been follow-up even on Barstool Radio, mostly camera angles. And the duct tape challenge, really the only reason it was a big giveaway is because they didn't change the name of the challenge to something with a clever name. They just left it as duct tape. That's why that kind of was a little bit more relevant last episode. This one is having to have your blindfolded teammates together to pass shapes through 9 different holes. You only have one person on the team who has eyes, and they tell you where and how to pass it along to the next person. Pretty standard challenge. You had to then have a blindfolded person build the puzzle, which was a factor puzzle because that's the sponsor of the show. The only intrigue was Hank knowing that he's not going to be in a great position if they lose. Starts to spread some propaganda about Kirk Minahan throwing the challenge because he was he was the guy with eyes, and he kind of threw out maybe he's just trying to get on Dave's good side for when they get on the merge with Dave being on the other side. Total BS, but Hank I think knows a little more about reality TV than others, and so knowing that how those tribes got drafted, he was in a bad spot. It comes into play when they lose. They have to go to another tribal. And really, frankly, with no one like Nate to jump off, who really didn't have an alliance when he was eliminated last episode, we sent Hank home. Um, Really, besides that, guys, that's the main point. I mean, obviously, again, really overshadowed from the news today about them being pulled from YouTube. When I come back with episode 4, I probably will have somebody else from the show caught up. So they will watch it with me and we'll try to give you guys a little bit more of a detailed breakdown of what happened, just so that, frankly, if you don't want to wait until Barstool Radio the next day and you want to see something that night, we're going to try to get them out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for you guys next week. Make sure you're like and subscribe to, though, and on our TikTok. I throw news out there on TikToks. Our other guys like Brian does a bunch of 60-second reviews of shows like Love Island, Love and Hip Hop. Brett throws things out for The Challenge and other shows that he's into as well. And the YouTube channel, we have a ton of playlists of shows that we are currently covering and have covered in the past. But for myself, everyone else here at The Reality Guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace.